Hey Descartes, Griffith. How are we going to do this? But the feedback that I got on this set was that it looks a little bit too much like plate armor, but overall they like it. Hey Smiles, welcome to the stream. How's everyone doing today? Is the Luchador streams Death stream? Luchador? What's Luchador? Heard that before. I don't see the resemblance. Been looking for Byzantine style plate armor. This isn't going to be plate armor, it's going to be leather armor. Unfortunately. I think, if we're going to go with lamellar on the lower jaw portion of the helmet, we should put some lamellar around the gorget as well. Why are these two connected? Uh, What's my Luchador nickname? Melvin. Am I practicing with my wife? Oh, that's kind of a personal question, isn't it? Lower this. Can we construct subdiv? No, we can't. Let's see, remesh half. Okay. Mesh is okay. That works. But I like this topology better. We use that. I wonder if I should use smaller lamellar scales. They're rather big. I don't know. Do that. Hit it again. Maybe one more time? I really should just like low poly this. Okay, this works. I think this topology will work. Is that just a mean beauty mask, or did I burn my face or something? No, it's because my girlfriend, she works as my wife, she works as a beautician. They have a lot of, I thought she was like creeping up on me. I have a lot of, he has a lot of excess masks. A lot of extra masks that I can use. Pretty awesome. Got a sweet setup here. Like you gotta see like a 3-gallon tub full of masks. He's not using them. I figured I might as well use them. Okay, let's go try mask by orders, polish. Let's go try nanomesh. Do we have our nanomesh? No, I forgot to save it. Shit. Alright, well, fine. I can just, here somewhere. There we go. Grab that. We'll create insert And then from this insert mesh, we will create nano mesh. Grab the other one here. All polys. Drag them out to something like something acceptable. Just the size and stuff later. I'm thinking we need something like that if we're going to put it on the lower jaw. By the way, welcome to the stream, Captivating Capybara. How you doing? Okay. To do that so they overlap a bit. I want to, can I hide the mesh that's on? Go hide the gorget for a second, and then let's hide the placement. Go. Okay, so let's have 3. How about let's go to, oops, 3? Wait, that should be 0. The rotation should be 0, 17. Let's try 15. Okay, how about 13? No, 14? 12. Okay, let's go do 7. Okay, let's go do 8. And there. Good. Oh, cool. We've got to do some manual work with this, so it doesn't look like it's all computer generated. I think that's something that we need to do. And I don't know about the lamellar on the outskirts here of the pauldron. I'm not convinced about this lamellar here because it doesn't make any sense, you know? Kind of want like a bigger plate of boiled leather. You don't want lamellar here. Something like that. So you have more flexibility around the neck. Um, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't use lamellar. It looks kind of weird. I'm still not too happy about it. And around the stomach, we don't need that either. It looks like he has a furry stomach. Now it looks like he needs. Okay, here's the thing. We're not going to use lamellar. It's too finicky. It just looks. I don't know if this suit is best done with lamellar. I think that looks better. I was really hoping I can do something with lamellar. We'll try something else. We'll try like some sort of brigandine. I want to say studded leather, but not really studded leather. I know like mixing metal with leather, something that happened. Try that. Okay, here we go. Go hide this. Same group. That creep. I want this mess to be made of 2 halves. Should it be 2 halves? I guess it should be. Grab the edge there. Grabbed a little bit more than gonna create like a leather seam. I think it'll really sell the look. Extrude by all polys. Okay, good. We do keep the poly group. Do that. It departs. But it's not the same poly group. A bit frustrating. Thanks, Makino. Welcome to the stream. Look good too. going great. Had a salmon dinner. We had salmon with aglio olio. I made it a bit too salty though. I have a habit of making things too salty. Hey Pete Power, how's it going? Welcome back to the stream. It's not a face mask, it's like a skincare mask. My girlfriend, my wife has a surplus. Figured I might as well use. I'm using them on stream because it's almost always my bedtime right after streams. So this is basically the best time for me. This should also be the same, I think. That I know it's a bit ridiculous, but you guys will get used to it after some time. You're about to start internship in some months. Any advice which industry would be good for entry-level positions? Wait, were you the one asking like which industry you should go to if you're interested in VFX? Or not so bad. Then we'll have like a seam down this side. Yeah, Pete, what do you mean by which industry? Oh, I had another seam brush not imported over. It was fine. Okay, but gotta be fun wearing this armor and then getting one shot. Well, I mean, that's always the risk. You guys know about the meme where there's like a dude in a suit of armor and then like he has an arrow through his visor the next shot. He'd could do negative. Oh wait, we want 0. Um, to reduce the draw size to 3, and then after that we can inflate this by 3. Oh, that's way too much. Like by 1. Uh, power. I mean, if there's any industry better suited for not as high-end skills. Um, well, if you want to do 3D modeling, I'm guessing this is like what the related to like 3D modeling. Uh, like what internship are you going to? Do you already have one lined up? Like when you say you're going to an internship, and you're still trying to choose which industry. I'm just a little bit confused. But I think I understand what you're trying to ask. Um, they have like you have like generalist VFX uh skills, right? You have like limited VFX skills that are kind of like all over the place, and you're trying to look for an industry, and by industry I think you mean field. So the industry of computer graphics has many different fields, and fields would be like texturing, animation, 3D modeling. Um, you want to go into a games industry, the best way to do it would, uh, well, I can name a couple good ways. I'll just list them all. So one would be, your number one would probably to be join an indie dev. Number two would be uh, participate in polycount uh, modeling challenges. Oh, art challenge. Oh, what the fuck? Can't spell challenges because they do more than just modeling. Number three would be um, join a community game jam. The Unreal Engine or Unity. So those would be kind of like your three main ones if you want to like just jump in and start game developing. That's that's what I would think. And those are in order too. Like if you can join an indie dev team and also be paid for it, that would be your best option, I would say. Oops, want the mask and a tickle here. Oh, I would say I want to pursue similar positions to 3D artist slash generalist positions. Okay. Well, yeah, I would do I would try to do one of the three that I listed if I were starting out right now. Yeah, no worries. It's really hard to get into the industry. Like I was scratching my head. I was very. It took a while for me to actually get hired, and it was a lot of work to get there as well. Like becoming a game dev is uh, one of the hardest things I've done in my life. One of the one of the most one of the good. Okay, so here's a good bit of advice. Um, so you say you want to be like a 3D artist, right? So if you want people to notice you. If you want people to notice you, and uh, if you want to get hired, what I would do is I would go to ArtStation, look at the top artist portfolios, follow art director portfolios. Try to match or exceed their standards of quality. So that's what I would do if I wanted to get hired. I would see what is out there, what is the bar, and try to meet or exceed those standards. Hey, Banana Board, welcome to the stream. How's your day? That was pretty much what I did to become a game dev. I was doing numbers 1, 2, 3, and I was also comparing my portfolio to art directors, which is kind of foolish of me, but but not really that foolish either because I got hired. But still, it takes a lot of effort to get to where they are. But aim high, and then if you fall short, then it's fine because at least you achieve something pretty darn good anyway. Okay, so we have the leather bit here. I want to do the cap. Let's go hide this bit here. Um, this, I feel, should also be the same thing. Also be good at, I don't know if it should be leather, if I can just like, yeah, I can just like that into, even subdivide this into 4 sections. What would that look like if I cut this into 4 sections up? That could look pretty cool. What are some financial backup plans if you don't have a current job/contract? Thoughts on NFTs? You probably make more money doing NFTs than becoming a game dev. I'm not joking. Like if you want to make a lot of money, go do NFT art now. Like I was thinking about doing it, but then, my heart really wasn't into it. I would rather be a game dev making games than, well, I mean, I like making money too, but I want to make money by making games. But the thing is, with NFTs, I believe you kind of need to be well known already in the art world. All right, so the reason why a lot of people are saying the reason why a lot of people are saying that you can make a lot of money off of NFTs is because of that one artist. I forgot what his name was, but he's just like cranking out artwork uh, daily. And by doing that, he's created a name for himself. Um, and since he's famous, that means he can sell his art for a higher price than you normally would be able to. But I mean, don't let that get you discouraged for doing NFT art. Also, I feel like another reason why I'm not going into NFT art right now is because I feel like the market is going to be, or probably is already, heavily saturated with artwork already. And like how many rich people, rich cryptocurrency holders out there are looking to just dump money on art, uh, which has like I have a special tag that says I bought this. Usually when people get artwork, because they want to like enjoy it visually. Uh, I mean, I guess you can have like a collection. I don't know. I just don't see why. If I had money, right? This is kind of like a personal thing. If I had money, I wouldn't waste it on NFT art. Like that sounds stupid. I'd just like uh, look at art that's free. There's a lot of good art out there already for free. So I just look at that stuff. Like, why would I spend thousands of dollars bidding on some random goat with autistic purple and orange colors? Like, I wouldn't. It doesn't make any financial sense. But I mean, I guess people do it, so might get some luck out there. But yeah, in general, I really like the idea of NFT art. Means that more artists are getting paid, more artists are getting jobs. It's not always that easy being an artist. Historically, it's been really hard. But I still probably would get into NFT later down the line. I was even thinking about asking Maddock to pay me in cryptocurrency because the value of the dollar is going to decrease, like decreasing like by what is it, like 1% every year or something? I don't know. I think I might have gotten that wrong, but it's something kind of alarming. Um, it could just be alarmist news, or I don't know. Like cryptocurrency is, I believe cryptocurrency is a better currency than fiat. The only problem is right now is that where I live, I cannot buy food or pay gas or pay bills with cryptocurrency yet. If I could do all of that, I would have sold all of my USD a long time ago. Like I can't exchange anything practical with cryptocurrency yet. That's the only thing that's holding me off from selling off all of uh, my savings. I've already sold off a fair amount of my savings for cryptocurrency. So, but I'm still like I'm still holding on to USD just in case things go south. Okay, hold on. Let's go. Don't want this. That's a one. Okay, go mirror this. Well, there we go. But yeah, sorry, that was like super rambly, but I hope it helped. Oh yeah, by the way, that might not be like the best route you can take either. Especially considering I had kind of a hard time getting hired. I hope you're also asking other artists out there as well, not just me. No, it's not keep polygroup. So weird. Not keep polygroups, or is it? Okay, so it is keeping the polygroups, but it's on the other side. I suppose I could just panel loops it. I like that finer tune control of poly modeling. Could do that. Flip. There we go. Go split it. Actually, we can just move topological. Slowly move this out. This will make it very asymmetrical, but that's fine. This is leather. Get on ya, Pete. A lot of artists, including myself, are bad at marketing. I just remembered the guy's name, Beeple. So Beeple, he is very good at marketing himself. This is why he is raking in millions, while I'm just making $20 an hour, which is still pretty good. But it could always be better. Ooh. Alright, I'm gonna take this mask off. It's starting to dry. Just to take it off before it dries. Derpy. I'm back. I just put myself on the eye. Going. Uh, what did we use? I think we used like, was it 3 or was it 2? Okay, so it was 3. And then we inflated it by 1. No, I think we inflated by 0.7. Oops, 7 or so. Okay, I don't know if this leather is thick enough to be foiled leather. I jumped the gun on doing this. To have thought about how thick this leather should be. I can fix that. Just whiten this. That. Like a little bit of geometry here. That. Make it a little bit more wide. Here. Go. Stitching seam first. a little bit better. The impression and thickness will make it a bit more leathery. Bit. Do this. That. Mask the edge. Hopefully thicker. Let's go in like by one. Yeah, there we go. Then there needs to be like a capper, something up here. Well, let's grab this top part down a bit. Is it? Did they fix the part where it like spat? No, they haven't fixed that. They fixed. I don't like how it spazzes after you reach the middle, the middle point. But this is also there. How does you can't really have like a perfectly circular piece of leather unless like you cut from the neck of an animal. Well, we have to figure out how. This split into. I guess we could like be down the side here, here, there, and there to look you'll have some asymmetry. Ching. No. There, there. Kind of makes sense from a leather worker's standpoint. Hey Kerlik, welcome back to the stream. Well, like some sort of like wavy pattern, the edges of the lames. Oh, Like an extra bit of geometry. For what? Guess we'll just cut these. I don't know how we can like do this a bit more automated. Tricky too. Okay, there's gotta be a faster way to do that. I can't think of one though. Where ZBrush gets worse with every update. The features that there, the one that have been lost or have been made worse. Not really. Just do like structural adjustments. Trying to look a bit more like leather every day. Gotta go? Alright, later, Pete. Have a good one. Good luck with the friendship. Show 'em what you got. Why we have this edge here. This bit. Can't really. But good if You know, I kind of like how this looks here. I actually kind of like it. Um, but we got to do something about the chest. This area here. What if we also extended the lamellar? What if we introduced like a third? We could even either use like lamellar here or introduce like a third material. Uh, so like some kind of like brigandine. I don't know. It's gonna be this is gonna be like a complete mishmash. Uh, yeah, might continue with the brigand with the lamellar. Let's go try doing that. See if that works. Metal strips. Well, I'm trying to avoid metal in this suit of armor. Using metal would be like an easy cop out for this suit. Okay, that looks kind of cool. If we could try doing this. Well, the lamellar on the shoulders I feel are too big. Need to redo those. I think I want like a bit smaller lamellar. Anime. Is this upside down? I think it might be, yeah. Let's actually, either way. Let's X rotate. That looks cool. That actually looks pretty cool. But I want it to be facing downward, like the rest of the lamellar. I know that sometimes it faces upwards and faces downwards. Uh, that's just zero. That should be down. Kind of looks like scales now. Actually, not bad. Other scales. Looks nice. Yeah, it does. Thanks. And if this is going to be lamellar, how about let's go turn off the lamellar on the neck, see what that looks like on the courgette. Let's go hide this one. That could work. That could look better, but maybe not. Kind of a tough choice, isn't it? That there, that, 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 that. What if we use like chainmail here? Chain over lamellar? I don't know about that. That that sounds off. Usually you want lamellar over your chain. I think I'll have it plain. I really like the look of lamellar, but I want the lamellar in. I don't want the lamellar to dominate over everything. If we had this as lamellar, then this suit would just be a lamellar armor. It wouldn't actually be like a low tier leather armor. The lamellar armor, which I guess is kind of what lamellar armor is. Uh, but I want to do something a bit more interesting. Okay. I want the threading to be more visible. We don't see any of the threading. Bit sad. Um, I guess that's kind of what you want. A bit of Z rotation as well. Y rotation. Yeah, on the Y axis. Okay, cool. That could be nice. Roughen up the variation a little bit. I think I like that. Gotta get variation here, there. That looks so perfect. What if we did press enter? That's starting to look a bit more like our. We do like size variations. Um, okay. Could do like 5. This is with the variation. 5, 5. Offset 5. Even offset if I have 0 here. Whoa. Oh, whoa, that's cool. Explosion of lamellar. This is what happens when you get hit really hard and all of your plates go flying. Is that cool or what? Cool too. Okay, I don't think we need variation. We'll just 0 them. Just in case. Horizontal tile. Oh, okay. Want that as one. Don't want to mess with those. Grid pattern index. I have no idea what that does. Random distribution. Whoa. Okay. Don't want random distribution. That's not that kind of nanomesh. Maybe for like fur, that could work. Random. Oh, that. But I don't really care. All the same, really. Colorize. Fill nanomesh color from you. What? Undo that. Okay, let's stop messing around. Kind of fun to mess. I'll have to figure that out on my own time. Okay, let's just go. Is this all good? I think it is. There's a few places that are kind of don't really make a whole lot of sense, like here. We might have to fix those manually because I don't know how else we can fix them. Although there's a lot to fix. And it might be passing as it is Exanima is an isomer. But I still kind of wanna. Is there any like could fill it? What portion? Is there a way so that they don't flip each other's automatic way? Guess we just have to mess with the Y rotation more. That's all we can do, really. Like mess with the Y rotation, X rotation. Let's go do. There's like a way to incrementally increase it. This slidey thing isn't really the best because you don't really have a whole lot of fine-tune ability with a slider. Moto has a better slider than this. Better sliders. Okay, that'll help. That extra. Okay, I'm gonna do one to mesh. I can spend forever doing. Not gonna. Oh, you know what? That I think that deleted my kernel mesh. Sort of. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. This off. Forms within the rest of the plates here. Like this mesh. This. That. Well, there we go. Starting to look really good. Thanks, Marshall. Rico. Marshall. Rico. Tell it's getting late. My ability to speak. I usually stream earlier, but I go cook salmon. Tasty. So good. Salmon is like the best fish. Actually, I don't know. Salmon is like really fatty. I don't know if it's my favorite fish in the world, but it's definitely high on the list. I really like sashimi. I can just go for like a bowl of sashimi. Oh, good. Wasabi on the side. Sake. Maybe not sake. How about like sashimi? Some nice yellowfin tuna with some like a that Korean drink that I like. What's it called? I forget my favorite alcoholic beverage. Soju. That's right. That is better. That's really good too. Uh, I used to go. I used to go fishing for trout, um, rainbow trout up in the mountains. My stepdad, California. That was fun. I don't remember what trout tastes like. It's been a long time since I've had freshwater trout. Possibly more than a decade. But I think I remember it was a bit like salmon, but also like kind of forget. Yeah, the red under, huh? Red belly trout. Would be a good guess. Would it be like steelhead trout? I know we have that in California too. Is tilapia even trout? I don't think it is. I think tilapia is it's a kind of fish. Big holes in here. I don't know if we actually best thing, but this is gonna be a nightmare. I can tell. Let's not adjust manually. Then we're gonna have to be like moving and pulling stuff out. I think you know what? We'll just leave it as is. This should bake. The whole purpose of a high poly mesh is to bake well, and I think this will bake well. We'll just optimize it for baking. Man, this is so jank though. You can like see his skin underneath there. Pretend that it's all like one solid bit. Could do it. That back on. Ah, it's gonna look awful. Ah, that's just Norwegian mountain trout. Cool. The only thing I don't like about eating trout is if you cut them open, if you gut them, sometimes you'll just notice like the amount of flies that they eat. Like trout, they're freshwater creek. They're usually like freshwater, uh, stream and creek kind of fish, and they eat a lot of flies. If you cut one open, you'll just like notice like a massive swarm of flies, just like a big blob of hairy black gunk. Pretty disgusting. You sometimes find mice and frogs. I don't doubt it. So that's the only thing I don't like about trout. Like here. Oh, okay, so that's where all the protein is coming from. It's like, oh god. Sorry, Kolek. I mean, I guess it's like free fish bait. You kind of, what you can do is basically use fish guts as fish bait for your next fish. After you catch your first fish, just keep catching fish with the guts of the fish that you caught. Fisherman pro tip right there. You don't even have to use more bait using the guts of the fish that you catch. One time you found a tit in one too. By tit, do you mean like the bird tit? Or like a small bird? Not like a human tit, right? That'd be like a T, not a tit. It's a yellow small bird. Okay. Crazy. I didn't know they eat birds too. That must have been a big trout. No trout get that big. All I'm used to are catching a rainbow trout, which is about like a foot long. Foot long at most for rainbow trout. At least the kind I thought we were catching. Maybe they get bigger. I don't know. It's about 1.5 kilo. Yeah, that's a decent sized fish. Good eating. Still don't know about the lamlar on the edge out here. guess it's okay. Might have to redo it so the lamlar is a bit smaller and that there's more of it as well. Gotta redo it. Can't make it better. Much more fun fishing for trout than sea fish. More fun to fight. I like how if the water is clear enough, you can just see the fish. Just throw your line out to the fish instead of just tossing your line out into like murky water and then not knowing what you're gonna get. You're lucky the water is so clear that you can even see the fish going towards your line. And you know when you have a fish, you can like see the fish get snagged before it even gets snagged. To go on a fishing trip. I haven't gone on a fishing trip since I was a small kid. Unrecoverable error has been encountered. ZBrush will attempt to save the current. Blah blah blah. ZBrush crashed. Alright, I'm gonna have to turn off the screen for a sec. Gonna cover the whole armor in scales? No. This part of it. Hopefully I haven't lost. Oh, I'm sleepy. Okay, we haven't lost that much at all. Let me go turn back on the screen. Let's get our insert mesh back. size. We've kept track of what size we were at, but I guess it doesn't now. The size variation. We can probably, what we can do is copy the nanomesh for a one to mesh. Here, that nanomesh, that out. Paste. Okay, we want all polys. Paste. That for now. That's cool. Looks better now. I think that might actually work. So it is a bit smaller than the one on the back. I wonder if like the polys here. Yeah, go make this size a little bit bigger. Or maybe actually can do turn off nano mesh. Let's go zero mesh. Mesh at 0.07. Half. Okay, now let's see. There's like 3 rows here, and then there's 2. We need 3 rows here. Okay, hold on. What we should have done. Get this kind of aligned. Delete that. Undo to the point where we cut it in half. Guess we can't do that. Delete this then. Grab this, duplicate it, slice it here. Have the working. Here mesh this at, we'll just take it and a half. Have like a good topology flow here. Shit, the comments. Did Madoc end up liking the lamellar? He didn't really comment too much on the lamellar, but I guess he did say that the suit overall looks good. So I think we do have the green light for this lamellar. Now we can see this. tries to nested modeling there. Nanomesh, take that on, paste. Same here. Although for here we might want variation. If we can that random seed. Okay. Doesn't matter that much. I'll just add another plate in there. So it covers that. Wonder if we can do the same here. Just so that all of the lamellar is kind of you know what I should have done? I should have zero meshed everything at the same size. Whatever, it's fine. This is gonna bake fine. The neck could be a tad smaller, but what really needs work is the upper part here. The lower part is fine, but the upper part is kind of a bit too. This in here, make it first that in. Oof, that's kind of uneven now. Let's do 0 to 0. That might have to split this into duplicate. That, that. This we can fill in the gap. Should hide this as well. That it. Good already. Okay, that's better. That matches the shoulders a little bit more. That is like the arms. It'd be nice to have a little bit of lamellar on the arms, but it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to have lamellar on the arms. Maybe we'll use like that third material we were talking about earlier for the arms. We'll do like half of that with a third material here. And then we want some of that here as well. Oh, Maddock? I don't think Maddock really liked the folds on this one. At least like how they were set up originally. That they're a bit too much like plate armor folds. What we could do is like some sort of lamellar skirt. What about a ring of lamellar between the braces and the gauntlet? Yeah, I mean, I was kind of thinking that, but lamellar doesn't make a whole lot of sense around the arms. Um, because lamellar is like kind of flexible, right? And also it's a bit heavier than because you have so many overlapping plates. It's a bit heavier than just having like one solid sheet of oiled leather. And you want your arms as light as you can, as light as possible, as light as you can make them, just so you can attack faster and make a quilted skirt. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the folds here. Get rid of the folds. In fact, we might even get rid of the entire skirt, uh, the folds and the tassets, and then we'll make like a skirt of lamellar and like quilted armor. That could look really cool. And also we can do a departure from the usual plate armor configuration here that I always default to. I gotta be careful about making designs too similar. One of the problems of working at bare metal, it's not a problem with bare metal itself. It's that really isolated, and then that in turn it makes it so that I every design that I make kind of looks like something that I've made already. So it's kind of hard. I always have to keep that in mind that I need to go out and expand stuff that I do. Can't always make the same thing over and over again. It's not gonna look good. You guys aren't gonna fun with that. Um, let's go like a. Oh wait, we don't. Yeah, let's go deflate this. Um, duplicate by groups. Oh god, inhaled like dust, gray dust. Uh, get rid of that there. I kind of want that though. Get rid of the top mask. That. Let's turn off C modeler and just. Oh wait, we can just luckily it's that down. Uh, plate. So this is gonna be more like a lamellar skirt. We might be able to use some of the boiled leather here, but I kind of want to keep it um, skirt. Even though we can't really have skirts in Exanima, have them animate like they. So it's got to be kind of like a short skirt, fortunately. What I would really like to do is have like a long lamellar skirt, like reaching down this way. Like that would look really cool on this suit of armor, but we can't do that yet for a reason for you all. Uh, so we'll merge this down. Up to yeah, down. I have to flip this inverted. Now we can weld. polygroup. That be an interesting trade-off though. Slower attack speed for better protection. I don't know. Maybe. I don't like Lamlar is best for armoring areas that would be flexible. Because Lamlar itself is flexible. If you just if you armor an inflexible area, like your forearm, kind of like a waist. And also, like, since your forearm is rigid, what you want there is rigid armor. Better protect your rigid bones. Isn't the wrist a flexible area? Yeah, but if you have armor around the wrist, then it's gonna be kind of finicky to put your gloves on. I've never seen like armor around the wrist except for uh, like plate gauntlets. So generally you have like a cuff link on the gauntlet itself, not on the vambrace. And we'll do that here. I know we don't have one here for the gauntlets yet, but we'll add a cuff link. Not a cuff link, just a cuff. Cuff links are the little men's jewelry thing. Right here. We can do something really cool with the edging here of the bottom hem of the cuirass. Um, this here could be like cloth or something. Have like a bit of cloth lining. Anyway, it's around the 2 hour mark. So thanks everyone for coming. We'll do this again tomorrow. Hopefully we'll won't have any late stream tomorrow, and then we can get some game dev done. Well, all right, gonna head off now. Catch you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.